tonight, because I needed a treat, watched too much news tonight. I've just watched nearly 2 hours of news, and it's absolutely bloody depressing. What a world we've gone from last couple of years, bloody living a normal life, to COVID, to this palaver. So anyway, from Lervig beer, it's their Konrads Stout, 10.5%, on sale in Morrisons, 10.4. I do digest. Yeah, from Norway. On sale in Morrisons rather for £4.50. But more importantly, it's on a 4 for free. So it actually makes it a very interesting beer. Basically, you buy 4, you get them for £3 each. No, you don't. £12, 13.50. £3, 12 pence. Near enough £3. So one of my favourite large beers from supermarkets. So here we go. Let's have a look at this. Only the second time I've ever had it. Bought it the other week when Scott did his Morrison's £10 thing. As you see, lovely black pour, light tan head. Just a hint on the aroma. Bearing in mind I'm drinking it chilled, it does make a difference. So, bit of chocolate on the aroma at the moment, that's about it, to be honest. But again, that's something to do with the temperature. Cheers all. Oh, I get like a bit of chocolate, I get a bit of vanilla, I get a nice sweetness. I think that's probably from the vanilla. Oh, that's a nice drop. Preferably room temperature's king. However, I'm not up the house. I'm not taking it up the house, so it is what it is. You know, it's and it's like the world's waiting on bated breath, isn't it? I mean, I know I shouldn't talk about shit what's happening on beer reviews, and you may have already watched the news and been so depressed as well. But you know, it's that thing where you see it and you just can't believe where we are all of a sudden. And the threat from Putin was fucking undeniable. You know, is it a threat of bombing the shit out of some country who helps them, or nuclear? Nuclear would be a silly way to go. You go nuclear, the world's fucked, basically. You know. Strange, isn't it? It's I don't know. And he's trying to blindside the Russians, his own country, saying, "Oh, it's a war that we're going to have there to our self-defense." Yeah. Even your own people in your own country are saying, "No." I mean, what was there? 1,300 arrests, and not only that, but if you've been watching the wider news, China are also starting games as well. They sent, was it 9 planes into Taiwan earlier, and the Taiwan, you know, they sent them off. So is that the next thing? You know, is this an orchestrated move? And then what else happens? Iran starts in trouble with their bloody nuclear capabilities. And you're not telling me they ain't already got nuclear weapons. It's a dangerous fucking time for the world. Hey. In a lot of ways, you look and you think, I shouldn't really get too upset. You know, don't you know what will happen will happen. But fucking hell, you know, you got grandkids, kids, and grandkids, and you know, all because of a few bloody idiots wanting to start trouble. Anyway, thank God for beer. That's all I can say. Proper quality beer. This is way above. So in Morrisons, you've got the £8 Omnipolo Stout, £8. And then you've got this at £4.50. And let me tell you, this is miles above. Is it better than the? I would say it's better than the current iteration of North Star 3. The current North Star. I think North Star 1. If you was going to put them all together, North Star 1 was probably the strongest, depending on your taste buds. But yeah, I think it's probably the best beer in Morrisons at the moment. Although Vocations and Brew York's caramel chocolate does leave a lot to be beaten. You know, I think that's something I need to do. What's your favourite beer from supermarkets? That might be one of the things, just to put a bit of light-heartedness out there. One thing I did notice today, so you got Putin threatening war against, well, not threatening, doing war against Ukraine, and then he's got the Pakistan Prime Minister in his country today. And again, Pakistan, you know, they're players on the stage as well, aren't they? I'm sure they're nuclear arsenal as well. And I think the next time it happens in the world, I think the West needs to rethink who they're going to help. I mean, got all these. The biggest terrorist in the world now is Putin. Putin, not the Taliban or anybody else. ISIS. Putin's the biggest terrorist in the world now. Did the West try and encroach too much on the old East Soviet Union states to bring them into the EU and fuss NATO? Did that? You know, I mean, obviously Putin wants the Soviet Union back. It's so. Let's get into this beautiful beer, 10.4%. Yeah, I can taste it. It's amazing with stouts how they do actually taste. You know, they do what they say on the tin. And I just reminded myself that I've not swung the camera around. So there we go. That's better. I always hate it when you can't see a can, because you can watch someone doing a beer review and There's a little Wraggy there. Hello, little Wraggy. Yeah, you can watch someone doing a beer review, but it's always nice to know what they're actually drinking, because you could be going, yeah, I mean, especially if it's a long beer review, you could go quite a few minutes without not even knowing. So apologies there. Phone's going to die soon, so I need to wrap up really. Come down the shed again, second beer review. Again, you know, what's happening in the news. I mean, if COVID wasn't bad enough for the world, this is a moment of extreme peril. I mean, the Ukraine's one thing, and I hope the Ukraine forces give Putin's fucking army a good whooping. Hey, good kind of whoop ass in there. How good are Ukraine's army? God knows. And you know, I was reading earlier, and Ukraine was a nuclear power. They had nuclear weapons, and they actually, for their independence, they gave them back. They gave them up and gave them back to Moscow. You know, in some ways, you're a nuclear power. Some idiot invades you. You turn around to them and say, "You pack that shit in, or we're just going to bomb the fuck out of you." And you know, he might not have been so willing to send all his troops in when a nuclear bomb falls on Moscow. I mean, we all hope that this blows over and the smallest number of people in Ukraine get hurt or die, and all it is just a regime change. I mean, and when you look at inside Russia itself, they don't seem bad people. So, you know, it's not the people themselves, it's the idiots in charge. I mean, look at America when Trump was in charge. That was a bad time for the world as well. Trump was not a good leader. And yet, Putin liked him, didn't he? Yeah. And has this come at a time when, if you look at things, Angela Merkel, she was a strong German leader, you know. And now we've got this new bloke in charge, and I've not even heard from him today. Heard from Macron. Now the rest of Europe are very, very quiet, aren't they? No one else has said it apart from Boris. And it makes you wonder if the mega rich countries of the world, the likes of the Saudi Arabias and that, with the money power they've got, you know, whether the West needs their help to stave off something nasty. Like I say, what with Iran, China, Russia, there's 3 there, and Pakistan maybe, 4, North Korea, 5, with the 5 idiots on the world stage. Whoa, dear, oh dear. I feel sorry for each and every person in them country that are dictated to by these people. It's you know, you do a beer review, but you don't think the world, you know, they're in such peril. For me, probably the best beer in Morrisons at the moment. Top class Imperial Stout. Number 2, would you believe? I think Vocation and Brew York at number 2. Absolutely stunning Imperial Stout. 10.4% all day long. Amazing. Wasn't a proper beer review. Apologies for the last two beer reviews. You know, as somebody who has stress anxiety issues, watching the news today is just, you know, blows your fucking mind as to what's going to happen. And the poor loss of life because of greedy governments and dictators, and, you know, although this is a calculated move, this was a move many years in the offering. Which is why he's been buying gold. He's not daft. Putin is far from daft. He's probably one of the most calculated leaders on the world stage. He's certainly no Boris Johnson, a bit of a bumbling fool. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting moving forward. Anyway, got to run. Cracking beer. For me, a good 4.6, did I say? But yeah, best beer in Morrisons. Cheers all.